Hello, everyone. My name is Tomas Knostenbergs, and I'm co-founder at Master Packager. And at Master Packager, our vision is to make application management easier and more affordable. To do that, we have created many tools to help IT pros deal with different vendor installers, package them, repackage them, wrap them in PowerShell Deploy Toolkit, see what is installed, and so on, different tools that we continue to improve. However, all these tools are basically dealing with the consequences of the real problem. The real issue and root cause of all this is poorly created installers coming from the vendors, right? So to deal with that, we have created a new solution called Master Packager Dev that I would like to show you how that works and how to create great installers that you don't need to repackage. So who this presentation is for? So of course, independent software vendors or ISVs that build software from the scratch from their source files, right? But as well for in-house developers. And what we have seen is that a lot of in-house developers even don't know how to create an installer, so they just get the DLL files and just files and send to the end user with some instructions. Or if they're lucky, they have an application packager that will take these files and package using software like Master Packager. So, but in this presentation, you will learn how to actually automate if that is the case for you as an application packager. For IT professionals, what we hear a lot is that they actually reach out to software vendors and requesting a silent install options or improving the installer so they can easily deploy over their systems. So in this presentation, you will learn how you can do it yourself and actually give some tips to the software vendors as well, available solutions and tips and tricks, basically. So anyone actually demanding a better installer, let's learn ourselves how to build a better installers ourselves, yeah, and then teach others how to do it. So to add an extra benefit for this presentation, I looked on Greenshot existing installer, that is exe installer, and wanted to improve it. So Greenshot is Windows screenshot utility. I really like it. It's versatile and simple. Their installer looks like this. Wait a minute. This is how we will build the installer. Actually, the Greenshot installer looks like this. And packaging thousands of applications for enterprises, repackage them, configuring them. When I see installer like this, I know for the fact that I will be safer if I will repackage this into MSI file and it will install silently without any issues. However, in this case, as you can see at the end of the installation, there's forced internet browser opened with their donation site. And there's a reason why they are doing that. I will not go into that in this video and focus only on how to create installer, but there are solutions how to get rid of that and make the maintainers happy there. So to deal all with these issues, we looked into how the existing installer actually is created. And if we looked on their GitHub page, you can see that their existing installer is created by InnoSetup, and it takes 1/3 of whole code base. So a lot of code for just to create an installer that should be just one-time job, and that's it. And to improve it, imagine open source maintainers that maybe are new to the project and want to help. They have to know how the installer works. So there's a lot of work involved to understand what's going on. And that's not all. So these are just few issues that users have reported about Greenshot installer or related to the installer. And it really takes a lot of time for maintainers to read, mark as duplicate. And there are many that are opened for multiple years. And today we will actually solve all of these issues when you build a great installer. So to deal with this, we have created a master packager dev, and it works really simply. You have a source file, you have a project file, and you get an high quality MSI and MSIX. So how exactly does the master packager works? So we start with the source data, so something that every developer building their app will know. So they know where are their files and where they want to install, right? Same goes for registries, shortcuts, icons, environment variables, services, you name it. And when you know all this information, you place that in JSON file with that is really easy to create and as well read it afterwards. To do that, you use documentation versus user interface. We don't have the user interface right now, and currently we do not plan to do it and build it because you need to do it only once. And for the next version, you need to just update the version, and basically the engine will build the new version for you. So as it's just only once and easy to create, you don't need a UI. User interface would make all this product so much expensive. Yeah, and you get help from us for free. So if you have any questions or our suggestions. So when you have a project file, you focus on build. And to build this solution is simply like running the command line np dev build and path to the JSON file. You can add it to your pipeline, whatever that looks like for you. As well, you get validation that is built in the solution. One difference, how we differentiate between others, we do not let developers do whatever they want. We know that's one of the main reasons why we are in this mess with complicated application management, because everyone just do whatever they think is right thing to do. But when you have packaged multiple applications and understand how Windows operating system works, there are certain things that shouldn't be done, and we are not letting that happen. As well, you can consent your package and binaries. So the output is MSI or MSIX or both from the same project file with enterprise grade standards, auto update notifications, and auto update functionality. As well, it's Microsoft Store ready. So let's build the JSON file, right? So we start with the general information. Again, output type, specify MSI or MSIX or both. You have output directory, package name, publisher, all that information that every developer will know. And when it comes to source files, you just specify where the source path is and target path where you want to install it. To make things even easier, we utilize Windows environment variables. So again, you don't need to learn some specific paths for specific solution. You use things that you always have known in Windows operating system. When you want to build a shortcut for your application, again, simple as setting a target for the executable you want to create a shortcut. And actually, that would be enough for if you use master packager dev, because the icon, the location, the name, we can actually extract from that information. However, if that is something that you want specifically customized and set, you can do that, like location, arguments, the description, icon, you name it. And again, you get that validation during the build if you place the shortcut in places it shouldn't be there. So we will warn the developer about that. File stations as well. So Greenshot creates their own file station Greenshot, but it's missing an icon. So here you can see how you can create a file station with master packager dev. Again, super simple. File type, executable, prog ID, icon, and verbs. And here it's how it looks like in the screenshot. And again, you don't need to use registries, you use MSI. We use this JSON file to actually use MSI and MSIX native file station handlers to correctly build the file stations. Startup, no problem. Set it on login or after installation or both. And this is how simple it is to create a startup process. Install dialog, important for home users, but as well can help for IT pros when they validating the new installer they're getting. So simple modern look with the branding and as well hyperlinks under the publisher values and version to directing you to the vendor site and release notes so you know what you are installing. Code signing, we support all types of code signings. Microsoft Trusted Signing is recommended. Microsoft has done really amazing job with their trusted signing, so we highly suggest to use that. It's also a very affordable solution, and you can fully automate this and sign also all your binaries in your app. When it comes to updater, it's something that every vendor tries to create on their own, and Google Chrome is one of the applications we inspired from. So our updater can be set just with 18 lines of JSON, and it works same as a Google Chrome updater. You can of course disable it, but you can enable it and it will auto update the application. All that comes together in 81 lines of JSONs that actually anyone can manage, and because it reads like a story. And finally, developers can focus on their app, not the installer. When you run this, it looks like this, just that command line npdev build and pass to the JSON file. It shows that it's signing all the files. And then you can see what is actually how it's building the MSI file, or if we would build MSIX, it would show as well what is happening, and you would get the validation. All to build this MSI took 86 seconds. So the great installer. It's a really simple user experience when done by home user with links to the vendor websites, release notes. It's installed silently and it's Microsoft Store ready. The one issue with the Greenshot was that as it cannot be installed silently, people are trying to find other sources where this issue could be solved. So they find out that in Microsoft Store there is unofficial Greenshot installation. There are unofficial websites of Greenshot where you can download you don't know what, and because of the fact you didn't have the great installer from the start. So these kind of issues just should go away if you build the great installer as a developer from the beginning. It's you get a high quality MSI and MSIX for enterprise standards. All binaries are signed with the same installer as well. App settings actually can be configured via command line now when you have an MSI, and you can assign properties to them. Greenshot file stations have finally an icon, and where upgrade and uninstall previously really didn't work because the Greenshot process was running and an installer didn't handle that. And now this installer from the home user's perspective will handle the running processes as well. For the IT pros, it will handle that as well. And finally, you can enable it to auto update, and you even can set that you never see the notification itself. It will just download the application and install while you do other things if you choose to. Same as a Google Chrome. So why to choose Master Packager Dev? So for us, it's the easiest way to build an installer. So we have consider other alternatives that are paid ones as well. A Wix toolset use it previously, but we found that this is even for us knowing inside and outs of MSIs, it was too much work. So Master Packager Dev is a direction that we choose to go. You get different components that otherwise you would have to script program yourself, like auto update, Windows 11 context menu. It's not so easy to actually create a Windows context menu. For us, it's just a couple lines of JSON file, dependency installation drivers, and more. All that with just a couple of lines. And it's enterprise and home users ready. It is free for non-commercial use, right? So if you use it for non-commercial use, just go to our website, get it, and use it. Or if you use for commercial use, it is per company license, starting from $349 per year. And there is no admin license. There are no per user license. It's just per company. You buy it per company. any company getting a revenue can afford such price. That was the goal, because we wanted to make the difference as soon as possible. So start now, go to masterpackager.com/developer and learn how to build Windows application packages that end users love, enterprises want, and Windows operating system needs. Thank you.